Now to an ABC 15 exclusive. A cop who killed, fired from the force, is now getting paid collecting taxpayer-funded check every month for the rest of his life. ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius went to Mesa City staff asking how this ex-officer went from fired to medically retired.
January 2016. Then Officer Philip Brailsford, on the right of your screen, was looking for a person with a rifle at a hotel. This man, Daniel Shaver, is the suspect. Brailsford shoots and kills him.
Quickly reaches back as if he's reaching for a weapon.
But Shaver was unarmed.
What happened was wrong. He was my husband and my kid's father.
Prosecutors and police agreed it was wrong. In March 2016, Brailsford is criminally charged with murder. He was later acquitted. He also received a notice of dismissal, fired from Mesa Police for violating 6 policies, including willful disobedience of rules or orders and conduct unbecoming an officer. All that was very public, but what happened a couple years later is just coming to light now. A deal between Brailsford and the Mesa City Manager's office, allowing him to apply for medical retirement and an accidental disability pension. His termination was undone and he was allowed to come back with no pay in order to get this done.
He was eligible for retirement benefits, so he applied for them.
But he was made available for retirement benefits because the city then agreed to allow him to come back to work. State law governing public safety pensions says an officer shall file an application for a disability pension within 1 year after the date the member ceases to be an employee. But more than 2 years had passed since Brailsford's termination, so he would have never qualified without this special agreement to be rehired. Brailsford pleaded his case to the local pension board on the basis of PTSD. And guess who sits on that 5-member board? City Manager Chris Brady.
He had PTSD claim prior to his termination. So in fairness, he was given the opportunity to make that appeal to the board. So whatever the mechanism took place, but prior to his termination, his claim was that he had he was suffering from PTSD.
PTSD from the incident where he shot an unarmed man.
I don't remember the record of that. You'll have to go back and check.
You don't remember what his PTSD came from?
Okay, I've got to get
We have to
upstairs.
start.
Thanks.
We're already 15 minutes late.
Brailsford's attorney confirms the PTSD stemmed from the Shaver shooting itself and the murder case afterwards. So again, we look at state law governing these pensions, which says an officer is eligible for an accidental disability pension if the member's employment is terminated by reason of the accidental disability. But as we said, Brailsford was originally terminated for violations of Mesa Police Department policies related to the shooting, not for having PTSD.
And a decision was made by a board.
Right,
so I
you're
think
on that board.
Right, so you should ask the board chair and get the minutes from the meeting and find out what happened.
Well, I do have the minutes right here. And the city manager, he was a yes vote, granting Brailsford a $2,500 a month pension. As for Brailsford, he'll get a neutral reference if a future employer calls Mesa. And he's not willing to talk about how his termination for killing an unarmed man turned into a check for life. His attorney says the former officer just wants to put it all behind him. In Mesa, Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.